Albert Einstein, the man who illuminated the human mind. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout the long history of humankind, few names have inspired such awe and reverence as Albert Einstein, a man whose very name has become synonymous with intelligence, creativity, and perseverance. But today, I'm not here to talk about Einstein, the genius I want to tell you about. Einstein, the man, a boy once labeled as slow, hopeless, and bound to fail. 1. The childhood of a different boy. Albert Einstein was born in 1879 in Germany into an ordinary middle-class Jewish family. His father, Hermann, worked in the electrical business, while his mother, Pauline, was a gifted pianist who filled their home with music. From an early age, Einstein seemed different. He spoke little, smiled rarely, and preferred to spend time alone. People worried that something was wrong with him after all. He didn't speak full sentences until he was almost 4 years old. But in truth, he wasn't silent because he couldn't think. He was silent because he was thinking. One day, his father handed him a small gift, a compass. And that simple gift changed his life forever. Young Einstein sat for hours, turning the compass in every direction, and wondered, why does the needle always point the same way, no matter how I move it? That question, simple, innocent, yet profound, became the seed of a mind destined to change how humanity understands the universe. 2. A student misunderstood. At school, Einstein was far from a model student. Teachers complained that he was distracted, asked too many nonsense questions, and refused to follow the rules. One teacher even told his mother, "You should pull him out of school. He'll never amount to anything." But Einstein never argued back. He just listened quietly and kept thinking. While his classmates memorized formulas, he spent hours trying to understand them. He didn't want to know what, he wanted to know why. That habit, questioning everything until he reached the truth, became the foundation of his genius. 3. The years of struggle. At 16, Einstein applied to the Swiss Federal Polytechnic in Zurich, his dream school. He failed the entrance exam. Yes, the man who would one day redefine modern physics failed his first university test. But he didn't quit. He studied harder, came back a year later, and passed. Even in university, Einstein was not a top student. He ignored boring lectures and focused only on what fascinated him, mathematics and theoretical physics. After graduation, he couldn't find a job in academia. No university would hire him. So he took a simple clerical job at the Swiss Patent Office. By day, he reviewed others' inventions. By night, he worked on his own ideas that would reshape the world. In his mind, he imagined chasing a beam of light across the universe, asking himself, what would it look like if I could ride alongside a ray of light? And from that dream, a revolution was born. 4. The Miracle Year. Annus Mirabilis, 1905. In 1905, at the age of 26, Einstein published 4 scientific papers in just a few months. Each one groundbreaking, each one rewriting the laws of physics. Scientists now call it his Annus Mirabilis, his miracle year. One of those papers introduced the special theory of relativity, with its now legendary equation, E equals mc squared. Just a few simple symbols, yet they unlock the understanding that energy and matter are interchangeable, that space and time are woven together in the same cosmic fabric. With a single stroke of his pen, Einstein changed how humanity viewed reality itself. 5. The long road to recognition. But genius is never easily accepted. For years, his theories were mocked, rejected, even ridiculed. Many scientists said, time doesn't bend, light doesn't curve, space doesn't move. Einstein didn't argue. He smiled and kept working. He once said, "Truth is not determined by the number of people who believe in it. Even if the whole world stands against me, as long as truth is on my side, I am right." Then came 1919. During a solar eclipse, astronomers confirmed that light from distant stars did bend around the sun, just as Einstein predicted. Overnight, the world changed. Einstein became a global icon, the genius of the century. Students hung his portrait in their classrooms, and his name became a synonym for human intelligence itself. 6. Beyond the fame. What made Einstein truly extraordinary wasn't just his mind, it was his humility. When asked how it felt to be the most famous scientist in the world, he simply smiled and said, "I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious." A simple statement, yet so profound. In a world obsessed with success, Einstein reminded us that curiosity and persistence matter more than talent or fame. Once, a student asked him, "Professor, why do you give the same exam questions every year?" Einstein replied, "Because the questions never change, but the answers do." That single line holds a timeless truth. The world keeps changing. What was true yesterday might not be true tomorrow. Only those who keep learning, keep questioning, and keep evolving truly grow. 7. The man of peace. When World War II broke out, Einstein, a Jewish man, fled Germany and moved to the United States. Though his famous equation later became part of the atomic age, he was a man of deep peace. When he learned about the atomic bomb, he said sorrowfully, "If I had known they would use my discovery to destroy lives, I would have chosen to become a watchmaker." Later, he was offered the presidency of Israel, but he refused. He said, "I have no gift for governing. My only passion is for truth and justice." In his final years, Einstein lived simply, reading, playing his violin, and writing letters to young students. He no longer cared for fame. He only hoped that humanity would keep its faith in science, peace, and compassion. 8. The legacy of a brilliant mind. Einstein once said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, but imagination embraces the entire world." In rating imagination, worlding problem, worlding placin', end quote, worlding problem. We now live in an age of speed, where technology changes faster than thought. And yet, Einstein's message remains timeless. Dare to question, dare to be different, dare to imagine. And above all, he taught us, don't try to become a person of success. Try to become a person of value. Success may fade, but value endures. 9. Conclusion. So, my friends, when we look back at Einstein's life, we see this simple truth. Genius isn't born, it's built. Built on curiosity, persistence, and a love for truth. And maybe, just maybe, there's a bit of Einstein in each of us. We may not solve E=mc², but we can ask, we can seek, and we can keep learning. If we keep that flame of curiosity alive, that passion for knowledge and kindness, then we too are living as Einstein once lived. A life devoted to truth, wisdom, and humanity. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me through the story of the man who lit the light of human intelligence, Albert Einstein. The next part will be the significant contributions of Albert Einstein to human history. Please like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated.